Hello, and welcome to this 7-minute overview of SuperPlan. SuperPlan is a Google SketchUp plugin for automated construction planning. SuperPlan functions can be accessed via the plugin drop-down menus, toolbar icons, and context menus. I have opened a model of a construction site. Selecting one of the floor slabs for analysis presents the results in the current model units. When these units are set to metric, for example, then this is automatically reflected in the analysis output. A range of standard structural sections are recognized. For example, this universal column. I am now running SuperPlan Classify, which aims to identify the model geometry according to a predefined classification system, in this case the standard method of measurement as defined by the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. In addition to the visual confirmation of applying appropriate materials, the assigned class, cost and time data can be displayed for any object. This includes the data for formwork and rebar for a concrete slab or column. As soon as the geometry has been classified, then a detailed and costed bill of materials can be generated, presented here in an Excel spreadsheet. The appropriate volume, surface area or weight, and thus the cost, for each item is automatically calculated from the geometry. Therefore, a change in the design can instantly be reflected in an updated bill of materials. Before a plan can be exported, it must first be created by scheduling the classified objects. SuperPlan Schedule reports that this plan currently consists of 319 activities over a period of 180 working days. In this example, over 19,000 lines of Microsoft Project XML have been created, describing over 400 activities and 600 resource assignments. The MS Project file format is supported by most planning systems and has been imported for review here in MS Project. Changes can be made and imported back into SuperPlan. The main purpose of SuperPlan is to provide a 4D planning function within SketchUp. Schedule Review displays a window menu via which you can step through the project plan 1 or more days at a time. This project starts with a greenfield site which first needs to be levelled by excavation. The erection of site offices is followed by the construction of a lift shaft base. The formwork, rebar and concrete stages of construction are clarified by changing the SketchUp material applied to individual faces of the object. At any time, SketchUp scenes can be saved, modified or deleted to present an appropriate viewpoint. The review schedule window has been expanded to list the current activities and their start and end times. Following the erection of a tower crane, beams, slabs, walls and columns are shown in construction sequence. Structural steel will be erected on the first floor. While this sequence is being displayed, it is worth remembering that only 3 simple interactions were required to produce these results. First, the automated classification of the geometry. Second, the automatic generation of a construction schedule. And finally, the review in SketchUp and the option to export a bill of materials and the construction plan to downstream applications. For those of you that are interested, SuperPlan has been entirely developed using the comprehensive Ruby programming language interface provided free in SketchUp. Perhaps this video will give you an idea for a common process that can be automated or a useful new function that can be added. SuperPlan includes a sample program to help get you started. Near to the end of this schedule, brickwork, blockwork, cavity walls are shown being constructed. But of course, this is equally possible at any point to step back in time through the schedule, perhaps to clarify exactly when the tower crane is being decommissioned. In addition to its core planning role, SuperPlan provides some related functions. For example, geometry initially created in other systems needs to be imported into SketchUp. The Industry Foundation class file format is ideal because it is widely supported and the geometry descriptions can help SuperPlan to identify the objects. In this example, a simple steel frame is imported. An important feature of the import is the identification and removal of duplicate objects. Not only is the model size kept to minimum, but downstream processes will be more efficient. In keeping with the philosophy of providing useful functions to the widest audience, the analysis, clash detection and cutout functions of SuperPlan always remain free to use. The cutout function rapidly creates openings in walls for doors and windows, but also includes a useful geometry cleaning function. In this example, 3 lines have been marked on a wall to indicate the required location for 3 windows. On placement, each window becomes buried in the wall. Note how analysis of the wall highlights the lines as superfluous edges, and selection of this wall as the first object automatically removes these edges. This wall could now be used by the Boolean operations in SketchUp Pro 8. Each window in turn can now be selected to have its profile removed from the wall. Note that the extents of the window sills are not used to cut the wall. You can find out more about SuperPlan at www.deliverysimulation.com.